spotlight tonight, Peter Bolt, a factory worker. His specialized subject is the Emperor Franz Joseph. Catherine Taylor, a graduate student at Oxford. She's taking the life and music of Elton John. Tony Bell, a postgraduate student at Cambridge. He's chosen the life and works of Arthur C. Clarke. And Christine Warman, a checkout operator at Tesco's. Her subject, theropod dinosaurs. Hello and welcome to Mastermind. Tonight we are the guests of the Cambridge Union Society, a society which was formed in 1815 and has played a central role in Cambridge student life ever since. We're in the Society's debating chamber, which has been the scene of many a spirited debate under the guidance of the President of the Union. Tonight I may have usurped her role, but not her chair. And appropriately, we have two students among our contenders tonight, one from Cambridge, of course, and maintaining the traditional rivalry, one from Oxford. And our third contender, please. Your name, please.
Tony Bell.
Occupation.
Mature student.
And your chosen specialised subject.
The life and works of Arthur C. Clarke.
Tony Bell, you have 2 minutes on the life and works of Arthur C. Clarke, starting. Now, what was the title of Clarke's non-science fiction novel based on his experiences in the RAF?
Glide Path.
Correct. In the RAF, Clarke was part of the team which developed what important flying technology?
Ground control descent radar.
Correct. In 1945, which magazine published Clarke's article Extraterrestrial Relays, which adumbrated the birth of the communication satellite?
Wireless World.
Correct. What was the title of the story on which the book and the film 2001: A Space Odyssey were originally based?
The Sentinel.
Correct. In the book 2001, which planet is a destination of the spaceship Discovery?
Saturn.
Correct. The Discovery is controlled by a HAL 9000 computer. What do the initials HAL stand for?
Heuristic Algorithmic.
Correct. Which character in both 2001 and 2010 was HAL's principal creator and instructor?
Dr. Chandra.
Correct. Which English teacher at Hewish's Grammar School encouraged Clarke to write short stories for the school magazine?
Mitford.
Correct. What was the title of the first collection of Clarke's short stories published in 1953?
The Other Side of the Sky.
No, Expedition to Earth. Which of Clarke's interests first took him to the island of Sri Lanka, where he now lives?
Skin diving.
Correct. Who is the fictional narrator of tall stories in Tales from the White Hart?
Harry Purvis.
Correct. In which of his novels did Clarke predict the use of the space elevator?
Fountains of Paradise.
Correct. In The Hammer of God, what name do the scientists give to the asteroid heading directly towards Earth?
Carly.
Correct. In which book was the first of Clarke's 3 laws first formulated?
12 Pounds of the Future.
Correct. Which marine creature is encountered by the one-man submarine in the short story The Shining Ones?
A squid.
Correct. In A Fall of Moondust, which Western novel is read to the cruiser's passengers as they await rescue?
Shane.
Correct. In the film 2010, who plays the captain of the Russian space crew?
Helen Mirren.
Correct. In 1995, which British university conferred an honorary doctorate on Clarke in the first known satellite degree ceremony?
Liverpool.
Correct. What is the title of Clarke's factual work tracing the history of global communications?
How the World Was Won.
Correct. In Rendezvous with Rama, what is the name of the sky bike which is used to explore the southern continent of Rama?
Dragonfly.
Dragonfly is correct, and at the end of that round, Tony Bell, you have scored 19 points and no passes. Thank you very much. And that brings us to the end of the first round, the specialised subjects round, a round of mixed fortunes, I may say. Let us look at the scores. And in 4th place on 9 points is Catherine Taylor. In 3rd place on 14 points is Peter Bolt. In 2nd place on 15 points is Christine Warman, but with a commanding lead at the halfway stage on 19 points is Tony Bell. And finally, can we have Tony Bell again, please? He is a scientist. He is a postgraduate student here at Cambridge studying chemistry. Scored 19 points on the life and works of Arthur C. Clarke to be in the lead at the halfway stage. The target you have to beat is 28. Your general knowledge questions are starting. Now, in Scotland, what name is given to New Year's Eve?
Hogmanay.
Aye. Who wrote the novel The Picture of Dorian Gray?
Oscar Wilde.
Correct. At the Olympic Games last summer, which British athlete won the silver medal in the men's triple jump?
Jonathan Edwards.
Correct. What name is given to the financial boom and slump which shook Britain in 1720 and ruined many investors?
South Sea Bubble.
Correct. Which family of primates found only on Madagascar and neighbouring islands includes species called the ruffed, the red-bellied and the ring-tailed?
Lemurs.
Correct. Dendrochronology is a method of archaeological dating by examination of what?
Tree rings.
Correct. In 1981, John W. Hinckley attempted to assassinate which American statesman?
Ronald Reagan.
Correct. The Brazilian island of Marajó lies between the estuaries of the Pará and which other river?
Amazon.
Correct. Which invention, patented by Eric Rutheim in 1926, has been much criticized in recent years for its use of the environmentally harmful fluorocarbon freon?
Aerosol spray.
Correct. Diva was a Roman name of which English city?
Chester.
Correct. Which 20th century American composer wrote Fanfare for the Common Man?
Aaron Copland.
Correct. Which French scientist shared the 1903 Nobel Prize for Physics with the Curies for his work on radioactivity?
De Broglie.
No, Becquerel. On which island off the coast of Italy was Napoleon first exiled?
Elba.
Correct. Britain's so-called silver coins, such as the 10-pence piece, are made from which alloy?
Juro nickel.
Correct. A collection of fables, which includes the fox and the sour grapes, is usually ascribed to which author?
Aesop.
Correct. In which English city are Hythe Bridge, Folly Bridge and Magdalen Bridge?
Oxford.
Correct. Which oil obtained from the flax plant is the most common medium used in oil painting?
Rapeseed oil.
No, linseed. In the Old Testament, which future king fled from Saul and took refuge in the cave of Adullam, where he became leader of a band of fugitives?
Pass.
The Topkapi Palace, once an imperial residence and now a museum, is in which city?
Istanbul.
Correct. In Egyptian mythology, Geb was the god of the earth. Who was his twin sister? I've started to finish. Who was his twin sister, the sky goddess?
Osiris.
No, Nut. At the end of that round, Tony Bell, your score has gone up to 35 points with one pass. In the Old Testament, the man who fled from Saul and took refuge in the cave of Adullam was a future King David. Tony Bell, thank you very much. That brings us to the end of the second round, the general knowledge round, the end of the contest, in fact, and that blazing second round leaves us a little doubt about the outcome, but let us look at the scores. And in fourth place on 22 points is Catherine Taylor. In third place on 26 points is Peter Bolt. In second place on 28 points, Christine Warman, but the runaway winner on 35 points is the mature student here at Cambridge, Tony Bell. So that brings us to the end of this heat of Mastermind. Our congratulations to Tony Bell for his splendid performance. He becomes our third semi-finalist. Our commiserations and thanks to the other gallant contenders.